Hey everybody, we're going to be checking out the new map right here, Crucible. It just got its textures and art finished, and it looks incredible. I mean, I don't know about you, but it gives off an impression, doesn't it? Like it has a certain feel, a certain look, a certain vibe to it that I really appreciate. We're also going to be talking about the two new Tribolt skins that are on the way, as well as big champion balance changes that have happened in this update. So before we jump into the specifics of Crucible, I just would like to make a bit of a comment about it and say that it is a gorgeous map. I mean, the art and architecture design choices made by the developers was spot on. It's just spot on. I'm not sure about you guys, but I get some serious Quake vibes. This just feels like a Quake map to me, but also I get some hints of Doom. This almost looks like a map that was pulled out of the Doom universe, and, we found a slipgate and we ended up here. I just love that it puts me in this headspace as I'm playing it. And also, as I'm talking about this, I am showing you the map, but I don't want to show you guys everything. There's some really neat things about the design of this map, and I just would like for you guys to, explore it on your own time. I don't want to spoil all the fun for you. It's too cool of a map for me to show everything. So all that being said, let's get into the specifics of Crucible. There's one power-up spawn, one heavy and mega, two jump pads, two teleporters, two small armors, 6 hourglasses, and we have 6 health bubbles on the map, which is actually 7 if you're playing the dual game mode. I also want to give you guys some bonus information on this map. If you go down in this lava pit, they actually recently added a staircase so you can climb your way out instead of relying only on a rocket jump. And I've added a picture so you can see kind of the way this is designed. So you have the option of either running up the ramp by hugging the wall on the left, or you can just jump up on it traditionally. But keep in mind that the stairs look higher up than they actually are because the lava is a little bit deep. And also, this is the exact location of where that health bubble spawns in Duel. It actually replaces the power-up spawn. I would say that covers Crucible pretty well. It's just a quick kind of rundown, but I think you guys have a good idea of it at this point. So now I'd like to get into the Tribolt skins. The first one we're going to look at is the Quake 3 Arena grenade launcher, which was redesigned into a Tribolt skin. I honestly love it. It feels so good in the hands to use, and the sound effect it makes when you shoot it is just so crisp. Definitely one of my favorites. And also, while I'm showing you guys this weapon skin, I actually discovered something amazing, like a new mechanic, or it's something new. I mean, I've never seen anything like this before, but when you shoot your Tribolt or your rocket launcher at the lava pits on this map, I mean, look at these explosions, like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I've never seen anything like that in Quake Champions before. This is definitely a new mechanic, and I'm kind of giddy about it, to be honest. It's just such a cool effect. It just makes the whole game that much more satisfying. And next up we have the Quake 4 grenade launcher, which was redesigned into a Tribolt skin. And this one just feels like a beefy beast in the hands. Like, I love how chunky it feels, and gosh, when it explodes, it sounds exactly the way that it looks. Just this thundering sound effect. I mean, I really can't see myself using any other Tribolt skins. I think these two are my favorites, and they're probably going to be my favorites for many years to come. So you guys should definitely check them out and give them a chance. I think you're going to enjoy the Tribolt even more so once you use them. Well, that covers the map Crucible as well as the Tribolt skins, but let's get into what everyone is really interested in, and that's the champion balance changes, which are pretty big. And I'm going to start from the changes which are probably the least impactful to then end it with the most impactful. So let's get into it. First off, we have Strog. They actually nerfed his passive just a little bit. Destroyant has been reduced from 25 healing to 20. It's not too big of a change, and I think he's still going to be a top tier character anyways. Next we have Clutch. He actually got more of a quality of life change where they reduced the audio of his first person sound effects, which was needed. The past couple of years they've been a bit too loud. Again, this is more of a quality of life change, so it's not really a buff or a nerf to Clutch. Sorlag ended up getting her hitbox reduced, and I think this will help her, but she seemed like a little bit too big in comparison to everyone else when they did the hitbox reduction a few months back, so I feel like this should help her out when it comes to the pro level of the game at least. So Doom ended up getting adjusted with his ultimate to where you can actually cancel the ult in the middle of it, as long as you wait 2 seconds after the activation. This should help him be a little more versatile in more situations. Death Knight's damage over time passive on his ability ended up being adjusted from 10 damage every second for 7 seconds to 15 damage every second for 5 seconds. Overall, this is a plus 5 damage buff, but nothing too substantial. Aizen ended up getting his turret buffed. He can deploy it twice as fast, and it turns 90 degrees quicker per second. I would like to see them reduce the health of the turret because I feel like that's going to make him a bit more balanced, but I think that having these changes to the turret are good because it's going to make him a bit more of a consistent, reliable champion pick in comparison to the rest of the cast. Nyx ended up getting a minor nerf, her telefrag damage being reduced from 125 to 100. She will still be very strong regardless of this change. Ranger's Dire Orb ability also ended up getting nerfed by 25 damage total. It had the maximum of 125, now it has the maximum of 100, and again I think, just like Nyx, Ranger is still going to be an extremely strong character. Anarchy and Slash ended up getting the exact same nerf. When they pop their abilities, they get a speed boost. Anarchy's previously was 20%, now it's 10%. Slash's speed boost was 25%, now it's 10% as well. I think these changes are good, but I don't think it's going to impact too much how strong they are. BJ's dual wield ability actually had a buff. The rate of fire of Tribolt and rockets has increased from 1.33 to 1.5. He also received another buff, and this one's pretty good. He had hitbox reduction on his upper and lower arm hitboxes. And just to give you an idea of what that will do, it will make it so when he uses his ability, he's actually going to be harder to hit now. We have 2 more champions to cover, but the next one's Keel, and his Grenade Swarm ability was actually nerfed, but also kind of buffed. I'll explain. So he has 2 less grenades from 5 to 3, and now you can't spam the grenades as you would before. There's actually double the cooldown in between, and it's pretty noticeable. Although they've compensated by improving his stockpile passive, which will now increase your cooldown reduction from ammo from 5% on your ability to now 10%. And this is really good. He might actually be even better now in a way because on top of all of that, they've increased his movement speed to be the same as a medium champion. I feel like that might be a little bit too much, but we'll see how that feels. So now to the last champion, Athena. She actually had her grapple charges reduced from 3 to 2, and half the collision knockback now when you land those hooks. And there's an 800 millisecond cooldown between grapple uses. These are some pretty big nerfs, but they've actually compensated pretty well with some buffs. Now she needs to be taking 100 damage in order for the rope to break instead of 50. And she has a new passive, the same one as Keel, where picking up ammo will grant 10% ability cooldown reduction. And honestly, all of these buffs and nerfs to Athena, I think is still going to make her a strong champion. If anything, they might have to even revisit her some more in the future. So we'll see how that works out. But keep in mind, this is the public test server. This could change next week, and actually Sync Error himself, one of the developers of Quake Champions, he did say that there will be another patch next week, so we could see these things changed. So don't freak out too much, or don't be too happy. Alright guys, well that covers the map, the weapons, and the champion balance changes. I really hope you enjoyed this. I think in the future I'm going to be doing videos like this more in segments because we did cover 3 topics and this video ended up being a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. So expect more videos, more specific topics, as well as YouTube shorts. I'm going to be pumping out content regularly on YouTube, so look out for that. Let me know what you liked about this video, what you disliked. If there's something I could have done better, please let me know, but I will be trying my best to improve on my own. I think you guys know how to support a YouTube channel at this point, so I'm not going to explain that, but I do appreciate all the support you guys give me, and look out for the next video, which may be released either next week or in 2 weeks, and in between these 2 weeks, I am going to be making YouTube shorts, so check those out as well. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll catch you later.